Take a look at what's happening here. Those are 4 print heads, and they're all printing at the same time. This isn't 4 printers, it's only 1. And those same print heads can switch in approximately 1 second. They're designed to dramatically reduce the purge waste that comes from normal multicolor printing, and the motion system moving all of this doesn't even use traditional belts. Now, there are pretty big claims being made about this printer, and I haven't tested any of them yet. But that's all gonna change soon. This is the Lightmake L4, and I'm gonna be getting my hands on it soon to put it through all of its paces. But before that happens, I wanted to take a closer look at what Lightmake is actually building here, because on paper, at least, there's a lot that makes the L4 different. Let's talk about the obvious feature. There are 4 independent controlled print heads inside of the Lightmake L4. And that's an important distinction because we're not just talking about 4 filaments feeding into one nozzle. Each of the 4 print heads can hold its own filament or different types of filament at a single time, and the Lightmake can use those heads in a few different ways. The first is simultaneous batch production. The L4 can divide its build plate into 4 different sections and print 4 models at the same time. For production work, that immediately gets my attention. If you're running a print farm or producing multiples of the same part, being able to print 4 objects simultaneously could offer a pretty significant productivity advantage. But that's actually something I want to test, because having 4 tool heads moving simultaneously is one thing. Having 4 tool heads produce consistent parts with consistent quality over and over and over again, that's the part that matters to us. And that's the first thing I'll be looking at as soon as I get my hands on this machine. The second big advantage of having 4 independent print heads is multicolor and multimaterial printing. Each tool head can stay loaded with a different filament or a different type of filament. So instead of constantly pulling one filament out and loading another one in and then purging the nozzle and repeating that process, the L4 can actually simply just move to another tool head that's already loaded and ready to go. And Lightmake says that switch can happen in approximately 1 second. If that works reliably, that's a huge deal, because one of the downsides of many current multicolor systems out there isn't necessarily the color capability, it's everything that happens between those colors. Filament has to unload, another filament has to load, the old material has to be flushed out from the nozzle, and all of that takes time and creates waste, or poop, as we like to call it. With dedicated tool heads, you're eliminating much of that process. Lightmake calls this zero purge waste. Now, I do want to put a small asterisk next to that though. It doesn't literally mean nothing besides your model is being printed. The L4 still uses a minimal prime tower, but that's very different from repeatedly flushing large amounts of filament through a single nozzle. So rather than the marketing term, what I'm really interested in testing is how much filament does it actually save? And just as important as that, how much time does it actually save? Because if the difference is significant, this could be one of the L4's biggest advantages. Now, we all know there are a ton of different tool head changers coming out right now, and I have a couple of them, but I'm really curious to see how the Lightmake L4 stacks up to them using those 4 individual heads. When paired with Lightmake's auto filament expansion and dry system, kind of long-worded, they say that the L4 can support up to 16 colors. Personally, I'm more interested in the potential for multi-materials than I am for 16 colors. I just don't use 16 colors or even 4 or 8 very often, to be honest. But really, the 4 tool head system isn't the only reason I'm interested in testing the L4, because there's another major difference hiding inside of this machine. There are no traditional motion belts, no belts that run the drive system at all. Lightmake is using industrial grade, direct drive linear motors with non-controlled magnetic propulsion. And that's a very different approach from the belt and pulley systems we're used to seeing in the desktop FDM printers. Now, there are some potential advantages here. One is maintenance. Belts eventually wear, they stretch, they require tension adjustments, and ultimately they need replacement. Lightmake is claiming that their linear motor architecture is actually designed for more than 50,000 hours of stable operation without belt tensioning or replacement. That's an impressive claim. But let's be clear, I'm obviously not going to run this thing for 50,000 hours before I make a review on it. It's just not possible. But I can test things like motion consistency, print quality, noise, vibrations, and how the system behaves at higher speeds. And precision is a really big part of their pitch. The L4 uses a closed-loop motion system that continually monitors positioning and makes adjustments in real time. Lightmake specifies plus or minus 1 micron of closed-loop motion precision. That number sounds incredible, but there's an important distinction here. That does not mean your finished 3D print suddenly has plus or minus 1 micron of dimensional accuracy. Those are two very different things. You've still got extrusion and material shrinkage and layer height and temperature and all the other variables that are involved in FDM printing. The claim specifically relates to the motion system's positioning, so where the print heads are actually at on the print bed. Because ultimately, that's really all we care about, how the prints come out off of the machine when it's done printing, not just how impressive the number looks on a specific spec sheet. Now let's talk about the size of the build plate, because it's actually a pretty big factor here on the L4. The build area in single color mode is 354 by 370 by 386. In multicolor mode, it is 354 by 350 by 386. And in 4-part batch production mode, each of those 4 sections measures 177 by 195 by 386. Lightmake also claims that they included quite a bit of technology around the core hardware. There's a 6.5-inch color touchscreen, AI smart monitoring, RFID smart material sync, one-tap fleet deployment and cluster management, which is part of their slicer. I believe you can see all of the printers you have and be able to deploy like to all of them if you want to, which is going to be really cool. The Lightmake slicer is free and open source, with features being developed around automatic model arrangement, centralized farm management, and smart task allocations. Now, these are all things that they said in their marketing, and I'm really curious to see how it goes. And yes, it's built off of another slicer as far as, where it started. Tell me in the comments if you recognize that slicer. There's also a 5mm independent tool head lifting mechanism that allows the actual tool heads to go up or down 5mm, which is kind of cool to see. That, combined with micron level compensation, is designed to improve first layer adhesion and reduce warping. Again, something we're definitely going to have to test, but it is cool that each individual tool head can move up and down. And we all know that 4 rapidly moving independent tool heads will introduce some interesting vibration challenges. Lightmake is using what they call a monolithic die cast frame along with the vibration cancellation algorithm to try to beat this. Now, there are a lot of claims here by Lightmake. Some are going to be easy to test and demonstrate, and others I'm just not sure how I'm going to be able to show. But that's really why this printer has my attention, because there's going to be a lot of new stuff to actually check out. On paper, there is a lot to like, but a spec sheet can't tell us how reliable those tool heads are going to be. It can't tell us that 1 second switching remains consistent after hundreds or thousands of changes. It can't tell us how much filament we're actually going to save, and it definitely can't tell us what it's going to be like to live with this printer every single day. And those are the questions that I want to answer. And if you're interested in the L4 and want to check it out, Lightmake currently has a VIP offer available ahead of the campaign that they're going to be launching. For a limited time, you can put $50 down as a VIP deposit and get up to $1,300 off the Lightmake L4. And if you pledge within the first 48 hours of launch, I believe, they're actually going to include 4 spools of PLA filament. So there's another 4 spools you don't have to buy. I'll have the official campaign link down in the description and probably in the pinned comments, where you can go and check out the details for yourself. If it's something you're interested, definitely do your research on this. And keep in mind, this campaign is for a new product. Make sure you understand what the terms, the timeline, and the pricing are, and all of the normal risks involved before deciding whether it's right for you. For now, I'm cautiously optimistic about this one. There are some legitimately interesting engineering ideas here, but ambitious hardware also creates ambitious engineering challenges. Once I have the machine in my hands, we're going to test the claims and find out if this machine can actually do what they say it can do. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. And in the meantime, let me know in the comments, what's the first thing you want me to test on the L4? The 4-head batch printing, multicolor, tool switching, the linear motors, or something entirely different. Again, I'll have the link in the description below for the campaign if you want to check it out for yourself and learn more. If you liked today's video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that so you can see the video that's coming up when I do the review. And if you want to see more 3D printing, laser, and CNC videos that I have coming up very, very soon. To make it easy for you, click the logo right here to subscribe. And if you haven't checked out this one, you definitely want to check out that one next.